Hello everybody, it's Bad Wolf here, and today we're going to be streaming The Roottrees Are Dead. This is a detective game. I saw some other streamers playing this, and actually I was watching a VOD. I wasn't on live, but and I had to stop watching because I wanted to solve it myself. So here we are, and I'm going to try to solve the case. Ooh. The mystery begins here. This is my first playthrough, so it is a complete mystery to me as well. I don't know if it changes every time. Surely not, right? Surely not. December 6th, I don't know the year.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation.
No.
Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters,
Not Carl.
the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors.
Carl
Again,
is dead.
for those of you just joining us,
And his kids.
the Rootrees are dead.
Tragic. Look at that horrible little teddy bear.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree company's lawyers are scrambling.
Uh-huh.
Everything's
Why?
about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is
Ooh.
about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Everyone's accounted for.
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees.
Absolutely
A
am.
genealogy genie, as it were.
Yes, I've done this many times.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Okay. I didn't know I was going to have to take a test. I'm sadly underprepared. Oh, okay. Birth order, oldest to youngest. My bad, I can read. Sleuth. Hey, we're doing some sleuthing. Okay. Examine my evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in names, fill in occupations, fill in the photos. Alright, so we got a picture. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I have tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. Absolutely. You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Eloise, who doesn't have a last name. At least I'm assuming these are. By last name. Look at all these Rootrees. Candy, Carly, Gwendolyn, Gwen, Christina, Lauren, Margalite, November, Raina, Riley, Samantha, Tessa. Ooh, and all the men. Okay, that's a lot of Rootrees again. Let's see, search the internet. Let's just, okay. We're connected? Okay. let's just search Roottrees. Yes, I did mean with 2 T's. Wow, right off the bat, spelling error. Terrible. News results about the plane crash. There are countless advertisements. Most articles mention Carl, his collectively referred to as the Roottrees sisters. Okay. Let's search that. Roottrees sisters. There's a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modeling careers. You can also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text. That sounds like a nightmare to read. And hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. But Riley is the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me, so we got Raina, Riley, and Rose. Aha! Raina. No. Oldest. Married to TMS. I assume that's going to be important. Riley. Youngest. Rose. But she wasn't on the list of names. There wasn't a Rose. I remember Raina and Riley, though. Middle child. Ooh. I promise I can spell. Alright. You may think they're rich just because they are models. Brenda. Mom. Is a fashion designer. Root is a brand. And the one that they ran, so that might help. Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps. Riley dresses in plaid. Plaid. And Rose has her ears pierced. Continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Okay. Maple crisps might be helpful. And root tree candy. Sounds like maybe she shouldn't eat too much candy. Alright, let's go back to this. Alright, so this who wears plaid? Riley. Okay. Oldest is Raina. And then Riley is the youngest. Who wears plaid? Riley. She has your ears pierced. So this one must be the oldest one. They're all models, we know that. What is her name? Rose. Let's search Rose Roottree. Since she's not on the list. It's not as popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Roottree sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different. Brand names, books, product lines, or magazines. So then let's do Root. Always has a period after it. The period is part of the name. Is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers, although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic. Countless retail sites. One of them has this to say: "You've spied the Roottree sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year, every year. And Raina appeared on almost all of them. There is only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item, enough to mention. Seems that Brenda, the Rootree's sister's mother, and Root's head designer appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose. In 1985, the site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name Carly. Ah. Wait, I didn't get to finish. I don't know who TMS is. Ah. But I didn't do optional entries.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Yeah, I'm hired.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even.
If only I actually
But here's the catch.
got a life-changing amount of money.
The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
I will be
The
fine.
man who
Thank you.
started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Direct blood relatives. Got it.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Got it.
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees.
Cool.
Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay.
I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
How is she gonna know? Am I gonna call her? Hold on, I'm gonna look at this terrible teddy bear.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Rootrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
I don't know if that makes me trust her less or everybody else less. Okay. Well, we know who the parents are. Well, this is Carl. Brenda. I'm assuming that's Brenda White. Well, he owned the company. I'm guessing he's the CEO, but we won't fill that in. Yeah. I assumed TMS wasn't going to give me anything. Let's search that up. Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Or Thomas Sheridan. Time marches onward. That might be helpful later. Soap opera. Brother Trouble. Brother Trouble. Sitcom. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use, and more recently, his relationship with Raina Roottree. After a short engagement, they married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Alright. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Notable Roottrees. Carl, of course. Elias and Gwyneth. Gwen. Red. Jim. Lauren, and Miracle. Any entry on the family tree that belongs to someone notable, of course. Five pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that the 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. The ad also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Ooh. You've been in this line of work a long time, so long in fact, you've developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to the specific piece of evidence. That had 11. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list. And old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because you can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. They have plum, blue raspberry, apple, strawberry, and chocolate together. I don't think kids want plum or elderberry. News alert: the Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash. Oh, okay, so this story so far. Well, we know Carl, so, well, let's look up Carl. Roottree. He died president of the Roottrees Candy Company. He co-founded with his wife. In shock, Carl was an incredible man, unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult. Earned the Watchman of the Year. Let's see that. So, Carl, president. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna assume he was the 5th for now. Let's do Watchman of the Year. Aha. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy. They have been around for 100 years, for over 100 years in one form or another. Changes in management. They call this Watchman of the Year. You'll find there are a few searches that 2 Rootrees have been featured. Elias and Carl. Alright, so his great-grandfather, so dad. Aha. Business Watch does not host any online archives. On the site you can find via spider search, though you may be able to find individual articles. Let's search Business Watch magazines. Alright, so that's all we're gonna find. Let's do Elias. Founder and the first president, so we can president first. Ooh, I got a picture. Good. Gwyneth. Credited for inventing 5 pieces, a popular maple candy. Before that, he inherited by marrying his wife. Oh, before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. After 5 pieces became wildly successful, he spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying blood is thicker than syrup, and any child Linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on that promise, but offers no additional detail. Ooh. Okay. Family man. The Roottree legacy by Bess. Ooh, that's not her name at all. Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Below that is there's a long list of accomplishments and award. Watchman of the Year. Alright, let's search Gwyneth. The first Anderson Maple Farm, so her last name's Anderson. Completely correct. Oh, what did she do? That's right. Before marrying Elias, she was Gwyneth Anderson, had no brothers, so as the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm so long as she was married. Before Elias took over, the farm only produced syrup. It was led to 5 pieces. Though the Roottree Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours to show off many of the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife. Need 3 more before they will lock in. Okay. Ooh, this person's been married 3 times. Carl Roottree. Okay, let's go back to the first Anderson Maple Farm. Okay, so we've gotten everything we can from that. Can we copy that? Poorly received book. It's impossible to find a copy. Bess Williams. Author born in the late 1800s. She lived just outside of Miami and died tragically in a major hurricane. Information about her or her book seems to have faded over time due to lack of interest. They flood the results. Let's do Carl. Haha. I did it. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at our evidence. Carl was chosen not for his but rather at Root. Carl's wife was a fashion consultant. Brenda retired when Raina was born. Carl's cousin, Jim. One of these is Jim. Wow. I don't think we're gonna need some of these. I think we can get rid of these. Right. A notable singer who had a young daughter that was around the age of Raina. Oh, so I bet he's easy to find. So he would be this one probably. Carl. Carl's cousin Jim. Interesting. Is it James? Yeah. Singer. Musician. Word spread. Brenda's patterns were being copied. Seeing the man and his second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become president. Second cousin to Carl. Other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances. Sima, get out of there. That dog is a mess. You're a mess, aren't you? Refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. Per tradition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debut the same way that the first ones did. Raina became the catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off baby clothes. Carl's cousin, singer. Jim Roottree. Who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife. Diamond LaRue. The duo, according to many sources you'll find, is considered to be a one-hit wonder to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays guitar, often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans, who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Continued to release music through the 80s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. He hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Diamond. Barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks. Most of its play came from roller discos. Quasi the world might. I wish they would play this. Ah, so this has 11 connections. They have a kid, right? Maybe we should search 5 pieces. Yeah. Although they're no longer the company's only popular product, sale well. There was more coffee in that than I thought. Okay, we got another book here. The Sweet History of Candy, Volume 2 by Charles Lee. We need volume 2. Part of a book series about all things candy. It starts in 1925 and continues onward. Chronicles the rise of mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see how much they got. You can clearly see how they got pretty much everything wrong. I don't know why it's trying to click on something there. I really want to click on whatever it is, though. Oh. It includes some print advertisements added to the evidence. GECEM. M. G is for grape, E is for elderberry, CE is for cinnamon extract, M is for melon, and introducing M for miracle berry. It's miracle modern candy. Huh. I wonder what miracle berry is. Maybe we should look it up. Maybe we should do Carl Roottree siblings. Or I guess he doesn't have any. Parents. Roottree. Alright, let's review what we have. Let's not go crazy here. But I'm going crazy. Let's go with some of these. Let's search Gwyn. Old films are not available on VHS. The site is not very well organized, and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwyn is a somewhat well-known actress. Okay. Gwyn. Actress. Guys like us. Christmas Mission. Alright. We've got a picture. Granddaughter. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees. Elias. Granddaughter. Okay. Let's see. So his kids, and then Gwyn. Actress. She left Hollywood. Let's look up Guys Like Us. You found some information. It's a 1953 film. In which two secretaries cut their hair short and pose as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with their client, and hilarity ensues. Leslie Florence. Harrison Lane. Did you know the title is play on words, as it can be read that the two women are men, similar to other men, or that the men are fond of them? Christmas mission. Ooh, it's on a page called Flops. It was a war movie about World War I, released in 1955, that received poor reviews and lost the studio money. Gwen Roottree had a role as a soldier's wife who wrote him letters from home. The movie was marketed as an incredible true story, but no record of the event ever happening has been found. Let's search up maybe these people. Leslie Florence. Not much relevant info. There isn't even a did you know. I have a feeling maybe Harrison. But there's much more here. His largest role before Guys Like Us. Alright, we can get rid of Leslie. Harrison Lane. West Western Frontiers has no connection to the Roottrees. That's what they all say. Due to his popularity, the studio brought Lane back to play the villain's twin brother, this time as a hero joining the protagonist. He married his high school sweetheart after they reunited at a movie premiere. Western Frontiers. His largest. Alright, so that's a dead end. That's as far as we can go there. Ernie Jr. Former president. Alright, so he is fourth. Carl Spintor, he was apparently very successful as president, but not so much as a public figure. He was rarely seen in public, stepped down due to an illness. Let's see what time marches onward. Soap opera, first credited for TMS. He was only 7, still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. aired for 22 years and so to focus on 3 large families that own different ranches in the same town in Texas. TMS appeared as Carson in 53 episodes before his character went away to camp. A few episodes later, his parents learned of his off-screen death in a terrible whitewater rafting accident. After a 6-year absence, Carson returned, now with partial amnesia. He recalled that though he was saved from the river, the couple who found him were evil drug runners. They smuggled him across the Mexico border and sold him into child labor. What a plot. After he managed to escape, he couldn't remember who he was. He eventually found his way home by following the address that his parents had written on the tag of his jacket. That still fit him? During the second run, Carson was played by an actor other than Tommy Mark Sheridan. The discrepancy was explained by covering his face in bandages and claiming that his work in the silver mines left him permanently disfigured and caused his voice to sound completely different. After a plastic surgery operation that happened amidst a hostage situation at the local hospital, man, what a crazy soap opera. That is how they be, though, isn't it? They do be like that. The bandages were removed and the new actor played Carson for an additional 3 years, appearing in over 500 episodes. He was then killed permanently this time while saving his younger sister from drowning in a whitewater rafting accident that happened at the same river where his initial accident took place. Fascinating as all this is, none of it seems related to the Roottrees. Let's also look up Brother Trouble. Brother Trouble was a 1989 sitcom about 2 16-year-old brothers the same age, played by one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker. So let's get rid of this. Dustin Christopher Baker, Penelope Tessa Green, Ron Roottree. Alright, their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green, often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist. That doesn't seem right. As well as the troubles that come with raising 2 boys who were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottree. Had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom among teenage girls. It was cancelled in 1991, midway through the second season, due to a significant drop off in ratings. Brother Trouble Roxy. That's fine. I didn't think I would get anything. Ron Roottree, however. Oh, this is nothing anymore. He directed. Okay. Not much about him. We know all about him. Let's do Penelope Tessa Green. Retired comedian. There's a result. Ooh. a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a star on the TV show Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joke-O-Lantern 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets. Okay. Jack is related, isn't he? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Dustin. Christopher Baker. What is with these guys and the 3-letter abbreviations that aren't even good? DCB? What is he, like a one-man boy band? Since leaving Brother Trouble has appeared in a few straight-to-VHS movies that adapt classic literature to a family audience with minor success. Most popular of which was Jane Eyre. That's not correct. It's not spelled Jane Eyre. Oh, but it was a reimagining. It would help if I finished reading. Jane Eyre. Unassociated with them. Jack. What was it? Joke-O-Lantern. Let's search that. The Laugh Lounge Comedy Clubs hosts several fundraisers throughout the year, but their most famous one is Joke-O-Lantern. Comics and patrons are encouraged to wear costumes. 2-drink minimum. Every year we tell people not to heckle the comics, and every year someone ends up getting kicked out. Don't do it. Jack. Jack. Tessa. Green. Let's see if we can just Google some stuff. Oh, maybe I can search the Laugh Lounge. That might get me more stuff. We already got that. Okay. Let's see what else. Rafferty. Oh, so Diamond. Let's search Jane. Jane Del Vecchio is listed on a talent for hire site as a wedding singer. Way down in the credentials section, it mentions she got her start as a young girl when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. It also mentions to only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her, and that any and all inquiries about her past or his sister would be ignored. Ah, so I'm guessing her sister is Kim. Interesting. Let's do the Lucky LaRue. Jane Del Vecchio then. Ah, she's in here. Let's do Miracle Jr. Kind of going all over the place here. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Televangelist, who was part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired, according to the website, called Clergy Watch. He was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife, Edith's sister. Miracle Jr. Wife, Edith. Has a sister, televangelist. Clergy Watch. Might be interesting to have. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. Lost his television show and instead goes on tours across the southern United States where he's not well known for his scandal. Edith Roottree. Or either have too many T's or not enough. Clergy Watch. Okay. It's getting tricky. Wolf Roottree. Let's search up him. Why not? Wolf Roottree. Some of these people are hard to find. Oh, so we know them. They're Jane and Kim, but we don't know what Kim does. She's a musician as well. Actually, wouldn't they be Roottrees? When Roottree. Let's see. Clancy Edward. I bet that's the dad. See, Edward. Hey, what's up, Mama KB? Today we're trying to solve the mystery of who is actually a Roottree in this family's tree. 'Cause there was a plane crash. And so they gotta figure out who actually gets the inheritance. Well, thanks for stopping by for a quick hello. I love when you stop by for a quick hello. Clan said trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement. Oh, I better be taking notes on this. Named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son. Yeah, it's a mystery type game. You gotta gather the information that's on the pages, take notes on it, and then you go in here and like connect them all and what they do and stuff like that. So like he's a musician, and then you gotta get photos of him by searching for information on him. Yeah, it's super fun so far. Let's see. Clancy Edward is Elias's son. Didn't it say that? Yeah. Did not mean to do that. There's supposed to be a space there. And the Roottree Candy Company's head lawyer. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. Fixed percentage of his profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never fully been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it's a significant amount of money. The trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. There have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another family member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague, since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about the Roottrees versus RR. And find mentions of the 5-piece guarantee. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's see what else we have here. Some of these we haven't. We've looked into these two and that one. What did we find out about Jim? Where did we put him? Oh, yeah. So the only one we haven't put on there that we've looked at is Miracle, but we don't know how Miracle's related. Yeah, not a no-brain game today, but I didn't want to get too tired of 2 Point Museum because I want to continue playing it. And I might tomorrow, who knows. But I don't know, I wanted something a little different today, so. Alright, so we have these 2 stars over here. Can you shrink down a little bit? One of these is, who did we just look up? Clancy Edward. Trees versus RR. I wonder if that'll help. Let's search for one of these. Red Roottree. Strange historical facts. Ooh, what a name. I can see why he went by red. Judge and politician. I can type, I promise. I can't really. He was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. Ambassador to Ireland. Served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. Then tried to run for state senate. Claimed to be related to the Roottree Candy Company in a newspaper ad. But it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in the landslide. Not a real Roottree. Lorne Roottree. Oh, I get it. Red. Red herring, because that's his name. I can't believe I fell for that. Thanks, Mama KB. We'll see you later. Lauren. Ooh. Ooh, author. Okay. Lauren Roottree. Lauren Roottree is a author. A life between wars. So she's a relative of the Roottrees sisters specifically. Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Take advantage of her family's notoriety is what it says here. This selection of diary entries released in 1965 as the life between wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times. I lost my place. Why is it so hard for me to read? And socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 more new sequels, which creating what the fans referred to as the Court Jester series. Court Jester. Lauren Rafferty. A life between wars. Seems you've hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You even find a hardcover edition for students that has a full page, high quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries. Aha! I wonder if her brother Clancy the darn pollen is starting to come back and it's making my eyes itchy. Let's get rid of him because he was a red herring. Let's see what we got here. This is labeled the 5 pieces. Oh, so these were the 5 kits. Pop had it framed. Even had it framed. That's him on the left. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. The next generation, and an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind. I'm gonna need all these photos. Who are these people? The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge after all these years. Alright. I'm guessing this is Miracle. Alright, so this is... Goodness. This is Lauren. Who originally created the 5-piece? Ah, here we go. This is gonna be super helpful. Alright, her son Clark. Lauren, son Clark. Husband Jacob. This left her to raise Clark alone. She only had 1 child. I wonder if that's helpful. Yeah. Lauren. She was married to Jacob Rafferty. And she was an author. They had 1 son. What was his name? Clark. She was a granddaughter. Good. Her mother's family is called the Cossels, but she hardly ever mentioned them. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was head lawyer. Helped write a legal document called the Clancy Trust. So this is Clancy Edward. What do we know about him? Lawyer. And he was married to... We don't know. At least I don't know. I wonder if she... Oh, wait. In here. There we go. There's got to be a picture of Clark in here somewhere, right? 5 pieces. The first generation of children by Gwyneth and Lawrence. Lauren's father was in the generation. Next generation, Lauren's generations. The free spirits, the generation after, including her son. Lauren's family members, Gwen, who was on the notable Roottrees list. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. That being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. But they only have... Oh, this is Lauren. She's an author. Jacob. Clark. And then Clancy Edwards over there. Lawyer. Haha. Oh, she's back.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Suspicious.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
After I find 9 more? Alright. Now that we did that, this will be a good time for a quick break, everybody. Grab a drink, stretch your legs, all that good stuff, and I'll be back in like 5. Alright, everybody, I am back. Oh, okay. Can mess with that. Look at these for some reason. Let's get back out of here. Alright, let's get back into this. We found out a lot here. Gwen complained of loneliness. Told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. With her and Aunt Margot. I think this is Gwen here. Margot. One of these is Miracle. How many kids does Miracle have? Let's just keep reading. I hope she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in starlit. Ooh. Where's Gwen? Let's take that actually and just magazine. Ooh, Harrison Lane. Wild Bill Williams. First one to be anything other than a housewife, so that's what she... Well, but she's an author, so... If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me. And now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by a terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them here were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwen. Let's see. So we have pictures of all of these. So we know that Miracle's gonna be the youngest, isn't he? Then we got these. This would be Miracle Jr. Who was he married to? Edith? Yeah. Edith Jacobson, probably. Mark that. Let's try that. Oh. Yeah, she looks like she could be her mom. Then we don't know. These are the kids. What did Miracle do? Alright, let's see what else. Ooh, in the meeting to determine his successor. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay within our branch of the family since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad, as always, had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, but I'm next oldest of us all. But he just laughed. Never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back. Maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. So we got... Oh, hey, what's up, Mr. Evil Dr. Porkchop? I should stream with you and Chicken. What are y'all gonna be playing? Dude. Whatever, man. Well, I'll probably only play this for a little bit longer and then we can talk about it. I mean, last time I streamed while we were playing though, you know how that went. We got crushed. Ooh, we could play Sea of Thieves. That would be fun. We haven't played that in a while. Hopefully we wouldn't get crushed. I'm gonna have to take a quick break to eat something. But yeah, we can play. Let's see. Oh wait. He doesn't go there. Angie and then him. Angie. He's the second president. He's still not done with the ranking video. I was gonna edit my my 2-point museum video today because I had a couple breaks in there that needed to be taken out. But I don't think it needs much editing, so I can do that one myself. Dang, who is this? This is getting crazy. You haven't even added the third part. Gwen and the boys. Alright, I can add that to Gwen. Where'd she go? Oh, I haven't verified her. Maybe I can do Miracle. All the games we'll ever released. You're probably not wrong. Production. Witness the testimonies of the miracles, Roottree. Miracle of Roottree arrived so late in his mother's life, the doctor swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still, with the power of God on his side, he persevered, triumphed over these complications, and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. Aha, he was also a pastor. Or a preacher. Haha. So, oh, I don't know her occupation yet. Well, that's probably a good place to end it for today since we unlocked some more stuff. This was fun. I'd like to play it again. Yeah, I'll probably play this again. Super fun. I may return with Chicken and Mr. Evil Dr. Porkchop. We may play some Sea of Thieves and I might stream, so make sure you have your notifications on if you want to catch that. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to watch the VODs and any upcoming projects I have, check me out on YouTube and check me out on Instagram as well. Yeah, if I don't end up streaming Sea of Thieves later, then I will probably stream tomorrow. We might be back with more 2-point museum, so make sure to tune in at our normal time for that. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see y'all later.